Selecting the right size for your projector screen is extremely crucial because it can either make a great home theater system or else it can break your entire experience. Now, I'm sure not many of you would want to break your home cinema experience after investing a high amount of money. And that is why let us understand that what are those crucial parameters on which you will be able to decide what is the right screen size in your space in your room. And this can be for all the rooms. So let us begin. So the first parameter is screen type. Now screen type is actually equal to room type. The reason why I'm saying this is, let's say if it's a living room, you don't want to go for a fixed frame screen. You would want to have a motorized screen which will come down only when you want and other times it will go back up. Similarly, if you're putting it in a dedicated cinema room, you don't want a motorized screen. You want something which is permanently fixed on the wall. So that is why the screen type is very, very dependent upon the room type. Now, I believe this is very easy for all of you and you don't have to really think a lot about the type of the screen because your room type is going to actually determine the screen type. So let us now move on to the second parameter. And the second parameter is screen fabric. Now screen fabric is extremely important because it really matters based upon the screen type and the size of the screen. Because you will not find multiple screen types or screen sizes in all the fabrics. For instance, if you are using a living room projector and you want a screen which can work with the ambient light, you would definitely want to go for an ALR screen. Similarly, if you are going for a projector screen in a dedicated cinema room, you probably can compromise over the ALR because anyways the room is going to be dark. But instead of this, you may need something which is either an acoustic woven screen or a perforated screen. Now both of these fabric are used so that the speakers that are placed right behind the screen can throw the sound, and these are some of the types of the screens that you would want to go for in a dedicated cinema room. Now the third parameter is the screen aspect ratio. Now screen aspect ratio has got to do with the screen size physically because the 16:9 120 inches diagonal will be different in height and width compared to a 120 inches in a 2.35:1 aspect ratio screen. Now in most of the cinema rooms, okay, if you are going for a projector which supports 2.35:1 and your primary need is only and only for movies, then definitely going for a 2.35:1 screen is worth it. But if you are going to use it in the living room environments or in the media rooms or even in a dedicated theater room wherein your content consumption is not just restricted to movies but it is also going to be games, sports, news, etc., then you would want to go for a 16:9 aspect ratio screen. So that's why knowing the aspect ratio is very, very important, and that again is going to be dependent upon the content that you would watch and the projector that you're going to pair this screen along with. Now coming to the last and the most important point, which is the screen size based upon the viewing distance. This is very, very crucial because viewing distance is really going to justify what kind of screen size your eye vision can accommodate. For instance, an SMPT standard, which is the Society of Motion Pictures and Televisions, they would give you a different calculation. A THX standard would give you a different calculation, and most of the CDR calibrators would give you a different calculation. Now, which is the right one? Well, believe me, the right one is the one which fits in your eye and not which fits into the theory. Most of the common theory says that anywhere from 30 degrees to 60 degrees as the viewing angle, you can have the width and the height of the screen. For instance, if I am sitting at a distance of 10 feet and if I put a 40-degree angle from my sweet spot, I would get a screen size of 9 feet on the wall. Now 9 feet is something which is closest to 120 inches diagonal 16:9 aspect ratio screen, which tells me very, very clearly that at 10 feet I can definitely go for a 120 inches screen on the wall. Now 40 degrees is something that I took as a calculation. You may vary it based upon your need. Also, for those of you who have multiple rows of cinema sitting, in that case you would want to go for something which is common for the middle lot. Where is the sweet spot? Try to identify that and consider 2-3 rows in the front or 2-3 rows in the back, and then based upon that go for a approximate calculation. For instance, it can vary, as I said, from 30 to 60 degrees, but the ideal one that we use in most of our theater room designs is 45 degree. While these 4 parameters will help most of you understand the right screen size, please make a note of it that your actual screen size will also depend upon your projector's throw distance and the speaker type and its placement. So if you want to know more about these two things and you want to understand the right screen size for your room, then hit the link that is shared in the description as well as in the pinned comment and allow me and my team to do that job for you. That's it from my end. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, will see you again in the next video. Till then, don't forget to hit and subscribe to our channel.